Hello, I am SquidofLove, welcome back to No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is an open world, it's a universe actually where you can jump from one system to another trying to discover plant species and planets. But there isn't actually a main quest, there aren't a lot of quests around. There is the ultimate goal of the game that you have to reach the center of the galaxy, but nothing is forcing you to do it. No one is forcing you to do it, and you can do it whenever you want it. So in that universe there is actually one quest, a quite interesting sequence that you can follow, and this is the Atlas path. The Atlas path will take you through certain systems in order to interact with the Atlas interface that you're going to find over there, and in the end you will feel like you have achieved something. In the end you will feel that you have contributed to something. So let's take a look at the Atlas path. At the beginning of the game you can choose to follow the Atlas path, but even if you don't do it, I'm pretty sure when you find a space anomaly you can choose to get the coordinates of an Atlas interface and start the quest from the beginning. What you can find in this Atlas interface is of course the interface that you can interact with, and it will give you various rewards, and of course the Atlas stones that you are going to need. You're gonna need 10 Atlas stones in order to complete this quest, but also these glowing orbs at every Atlas interface that when you step onto them, there is a good chance that you will earn a reward from the species, from the race that is controlling the certain system. It is a very nice way to earn some more words, to learn more words faster, and in the end gain some better knowledge of the species that you are going to interact in the system, the Viking in this system for example. Like I said, your goal is to interact with the Atlas interface. At the end of the path there will always be that rectangular device that you can interact with. You're gonna be rewarded with some blueprints, with some items, but your goal is to interact with this device over here, with the Nexus. When you do this, you will be given a choice, and of course it's obvious that you always want to accept, because this will give you an Atlas stone and you will be able to use these Atlas stones at the end of the path. As you can see, you need certain milestones, you need to have met certain milestones in order to complete this Atlas path. I think if you have around 50 milestones, you are good to go, you are good to follow the Atlas path till the end and finish this quest. Every time you interact with one of these interfaces, then you will get the coordinates of the next one in the galaxy map, and all you have to do is go over there, repeat the process, gain one more Atlas stone. You will have to do this 10 times, and at the 11th interface you can finish the quest, the Atlas path. Something very interesting about the Atlas interface is that every time you interact with one you get a small text like this one, and it's pretty much, it looks like a quest to discover the goal of your existence, to discover the goal of the existence of our character. So it is a nice bit of lore, it adds some lore to the game, to the universe of No Man's Sky, and makes of course the game somewhat more interesting and adds a couple more mystery to the universe of No Man's Sky. Once you have gathered all 10 Atlas stones, you can visit the last interface, and you can choose whether you want to give the Atlas stones to the interface and birth a new star. That's pretty much what the Atlas path is. It is a nice little story, it talks about creation, about life, but unfortunately you cannot visit that new star. It would have been much better if you could visit the star, if you could see the work you have done by visiting all these Atlas interfaces. It hints that you have created life. This quest hints that you have created life, that you have created another character like yourself somewhere else in the galaxy. And it's quite a beautiful part of the game if you ask me. That's pretty much it. That's what you have to do with the Atlas interface. Just keep visiting the Atlas interfaces that will appear in your galaxy map, and of course if you have met the certain milestones that are needed, you can interact with them, you can get Atlas stones, and you can give birth to a new star. It's not over here though. Once you finish the Atlas path, then you will get coordinates for a black hole that you can choose if you want to pass through or not, if you want to ignore it. And of course, after that, after you finish the Atlas path, you will be able to see all the black holes in the systems around you. They will appear in the galaxy map, and you can choose if you want to travel to their location and use them in order to get closer to the center of the galaxy. And that is the Atlas path, a nice little story in the universe of No Man's Sky. But let's go back to our journey and see what we have been up to. I started upgrading our starship, and my goal was to get all the upgrades, everything we had, weapons, shields, engines and hyperdrives. We had to find some materials, we had to travel a bit, collect the materials and then start crafting the upgrades, but in the end I managed to get all the upgrades without any real problem. Of course, I still lack some of them because I can't find Omegon. It turns a very hard to find material, although we have found it before. I'm pretty sure we have found it before somewhere. So this is what the Starship Inventory looks like right now. We have all the upgrades for beam laser, for the photon cannon. We have all the shield upgrades, engines and hyperdrives, and of course we only missed 2 weapon upgrades, and this is because we don't have Omegon. We don't have enough Omegon to build them. I think we need around 250 Omegon in order to finish the upgrades in the Starship and the Exosuit inventory, and we only have 41 right now that I found thankfully from a trader. Having these upgrades is really very good. It helps with the game, it changes the game actually, especially having the hyperdrive upgrades. With all 3 upgrades you can have a jump range at around 1.6k light years, a bit more than 1.6, and this will help you if you want to reach the center of the galaxy faster. It will also give you the chance to visit other worlds, other systems that you couldn't visit before with only the basic hyperdrive and the Sigma upgrade. Tau and Theta are necessary to visit these certain worlds, these certain systems, and will get you faster, closer to the center of the galaxy. You can also tell how much better is the performance of your starship in combat, and in general with having all the upgrades for the engine and the weapons and of course the shields. It's much easier to destroy pirates like this. It's much easier to not only survive but also emerge victorious from combat in space. I have to say that building all the upgrades for your starship makes the game a bit more satisfying and makes combat a much better experience. And this is definitely something you should pursue, especially if you enjoy space fights, if you enjoy combat in space in No Man's Sky. Something regarding weapon upgrades on your starship, I do prefer the photon cannon more than the phase beam. I think it's a much better weapon, and if you don't want to build both of these weapons, or if you want to focus on one of these first, then definitely go for the photon cannon. It's a much better weapon and will help you destroy your targets with ease. And remember that you can also earn a silly face in games simply by leaving comments on my No Man's Sky videos. Thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. I am SquidofLove and I will see you next time. Bye bye.